You are 26 years old. You have a federal badge, a government-issued weapon, and $4,600 a month before taxes. You thought this was the dream. You went to college for 4 years. You trained for 2 more. You passed every psych eval, every physical, every background check. You did everything right. And now you're standing in a trap house at 2 in the morning. Broken furniture, mold on the ceiling, a dealer face down on the floor. You're sweating through your vest. You drive home at 4 a.m. You pass a guy standing outside a nightclub. He's your age, maybe younger. He's wearing a Rolex. His car is double parked. A black Escalade, custom rims. You know exactly who he is. You've seen his file. You make $55,000 a year. He makes that in a week. Your student debt is $80,000. Your rent is due Friday. You worked 60 hours this week. Your back has been throbbing since Tuesday's raid. You tell yourself it's worth it. You're one of the good guys. You almost believe it. Then the raid goes wrong. A suspect bolts. You chase him through a hallway. He slams the door into your shoulder. You crash down a flight of stairs. 3 of them. Your lower back hits the edge of a concrete step. You don't cry. You don't show pain. You just get up. The doctor at urgent care takes one look at the MRI and writes a prescription. Oxycodone, 30 pills, refillable once. Your copay is $15. The street value of that bottle? $800. You don't think about that. Not yet. You take the first pill that night. And for the first time in 2 years, your back stops hurting. The tension in your shoulders melts. The noise in your head goes quiet. You sleep 8 hours straight. You wake up and think, this is what normal feels like. The prescription runs out in 3 weeks. You ask for a refill. The doctor hesitates. He gives you one more. That one runs out too. Then the withdrawal starts. It's not dramatic at first, just a restlessness, an itch you can't scratch, a low-grade nausea that sits in your stomach all day. By day 3, your legs are cramping. By day 5, you're sweating through your sheets. You tell yourself it's the back pain returning. You know it isn't. 6 weeks later, routine bust, mid-level street dealer, small time, the kind of case that goes nowhere interesting. You log the evidence, cash, a scale, and 500 pills of oxycodone. You write down 450. The other 50 go into your jacket pocket. You stand in that evidence room and you feel your heart beating in your ears. You wait for someone to say something. Nobody does. You rationalize it on the drive home. He was going to prison anyway. The pills were going to sit in a lockup. Nobody loses anything. You take one pill in the parking lot before you even get home. Everything feels manageable again. Nobody notices the discrepancy. Not that week. Not that month. You start to understand something dangerous. The badge makes you invisible. People trust the badge. Nobody checks the badge. You feel invincible. That's the most dangerous thing a man can feel. But 50 pills don't last long when your tolerance is climbing. You need more, and you need money to get more. You start taxing. A low-level dealer you were supposed to arrest. You pull him aside instead. You take his cash, his product. You let him walk. He's grateful. You're disgusted with yourself for exactly 4 minutes. Then you're not. You do it again. Different dealer. Same result. You keep the cash. You keep the pills. Your income jumps to $8,000 a month, tax-free. You start studying the DEA's internal audit system. You learn which cases get flagged, which reports get cross-referenced. You learn how to stay invisible inside the machine you used to protect. You're still showing up to work every day, still filing reports, still wearing the badge. You just stopped being a cop somewhere along the way. You're not sure exactly when. Then the real offer comes. His name doesn't matter. He's cartel connected. He was on your target list 6 months ago. You had a whole file on him. Now he's sitting across from you in a parking garage, offering you $20,000 a month. In exchange, you tell him which locations are getting raided next. You share the wiretap lists. You give him a 1-week warning every time his operation is about to get hit. You tell yourself you'll do it once. You do it every month for the next year. The money is clean, drop off, untraceable, and the supply he gives you pure, cleaner than anything you've ever touched. You become what people in your world call a highly functional addict. You take enough to feel normal, not too much to lose focus. You hit your arrest quotas. You get a commendation in March. Your commander shakes your hand and says you're one of the best agents he's ever seen. You smile and say thank you, but patterns leave marks. Internal Affairs notices something. Too many raids in your sector are coming up empty. Too many suspects seem to disappear right before a bust. They flag it. They don't flag you, not yet, but they're looking. Then comes the random drug test. You find out at 7 a.m. You have until 10. You've prepared for this. You have synthetic urine, a prosthetic device. It's humiliating. You stand in that bathroom stall and think about who you were at 22, graduating with a criminal justice degree, believing in something. You pass the test. You walk out. You nod at the OIG officer. He nods back. That night you switch to encrypted burner phones. You stop meeting anyone in person. Everything moves through dead drops. A loose brick behind a parking garage. A magnetic box under a dumpster. You leave no paper trail. You become a ghost inside your own agency. The middleman is taking too much of the margin. You make a decision that crosses every line that's left. You use your DEA credentials to cross the border. Official vehicle, federal plates. You drive into Mexico and you meet the supplier directly, face to face. He's not what you expected. He's calm. He has good teeth. He offers you coffee. You cut a deal. You'll use your DV vehicle to move product across the border. Because Border Patrol doesn't search federal agents. Because the badge, the same badge you swore an oath on, is now a smuggling tool. 50 kilos. First run. Nobody stops you. You cross back into the United States with $2 million worth of narcotics in a government vehicle and a federal ID on your dashboard. The profit that month is more than you made in 4 years as a clean agent. $150,000 a month. Sometimes more. You move into a downtown penthouse. You tell people you've been investing in real estate. You actually have a fake LLC. You run the cash through it. Property management on paper. Criminal enterprise in reality. You buy a Rolex Submariner. Your colleagues joke that you must have married rich. You laugh with them. Your daily dose has climbed so high that the pills don't get you anywhere anymore. They just keep you from getting sick. You take them the way other people take vitamins. Without feeling. Without pleasure. Just maintenance. You look in the mirror some mornings and you don't recognize the face looking back. But you put the badge on anyway. You drive to the office. You shake hands. You close cases. The machine keeps running. Then the FBI opens a probe. Not on you, on the cartel. A blind investigation. They don't know you exist yet. But you're sitting at your desk one afternoon reviewing an intercept report, and you hear your own alias on a recorded phone call. Your hands go cold. You drive home. You tear the apartment apart looking for listening devices. You find nothing, but paranoia doesn't need evidence. It just needs silence. You start sleeping with a loaded gun on your chest. You stash cash inside the drywall. $200,000 behind the bathroom tiles. Your wife finds your stash one night. Not the cash, the pills. She doesn't scream. She doesn't cry. She just looks at you for a long time. Then she takes her keys and walks out the door. You stand in the kitchen alone and think about calling someone. You can't think of anyone to call. Tuesday morning, dead drop. You're there to collect $100,000 in a duffel bag behind a parking garage on the east side. You've done this 17 times. You reach for the bag. Tires screech. Unmarked SUVs from 3 directions. Doors fly open. Men in tactical gear. And standing in the middle of all of it, your DEA commander. Arms crossed. Face like stone. Your badge is removed from your belt. Your weapon is taken from your holster. An FBI agent reads you your rights. And then you understand. The cartel partner, he gave you up. He was already cooperating with the FBI. You were the trade. Your whole operation, the dead drops, the border runs, the wiretap leaks, all of it on record. You built a fortress. And the man you trusted most handed the FBI the keys. They find 400 pairs, 400 units of product in the storage unit. 200 more at your apartment. $80,000 cash in the walls. The charges come fast. Narcotics trafficking, official misconduct, evidence tampering, corruption, wire fraud. Your face is on the national news by that evening. Former DEA agent, cartel informant, badge and gun seized on site. You take the plea deal. It's the only rational move left. 12 years, federal prison, protective custody, because ex-federal agents don't survive general population. The assets are seized. The LLC is dissolved. The penthouse, gone. The Rolex, gone. And in a concrete cell with no medication, no supply, no escape, the withdrawal comes for you. For 11 days, your body tries to remember how to exist without the drug. It's the worst pain you've ever felt. Worse than the stairs. Worse than the raid. Worse than the handcuffs. You deserve every second of it. You know that. You walk out at 38. $3,000 in your account. Everything else belongs to the government. A felony record means no law enforcement, no security work, no government jobs. You apply to 40 places. You stock shelves at a grocery store for $13 an hour. You move back into a small apartment in the same city where you ran your operation. Some nights you drive past the old drop-off spots without thinking about it. Muscle memory. Your pension is gone. Your marriage is gone. Your name means something in court records, not in anything good. You see the drug war on the news some nights. New busts, new cartels, new faces. The machine kept running without you. It didn't even miss a beat. You took an oath to destroy something, and then you became it. The badge didn't make you powerful. It just gave you better access to your own destruction. The cartel didn't corrupt you. The pills didn't corrupt you. The money didn't corrupt you. You were carrying a wound you never looked at, and you spent 7 years finding new ways to not look at it. You thought you were above the law. You thought the badge was armor. It was never armor. It was just metal. In the end, the drugs took from you exactly what they take from everyone. The dealers you raided, the addicts you arrested, the people you told yourself you were better than. They took everything. And the last thought before you fall asleep in that small apartment, in that quiet city, in that ordinary life is not the money, not the Rolex, not the penthouse. It's the weight of the badge in your hand on the first day. How proud you were, how certain. You wanted to numb a pain you couldn't name. You just found a very expensive way to make it worse. Silence. The machine keeps running, one badge at a time.